Dave Kindig has become one of the most respected and admired car designers of his generation. His work has set new standards for what custom automotive design can achieve, blending classic lines with modern innovation in a way few can replicate. Through his shop, Kindig-It Design, he has created a portfolio of vehicles that continue to inspire enthusiasts worldwide. The turning point in his career came with the success of Bitchin Rides, a television show that showcased both his artistry and his team's unmatched craftsmanship. Today, Dave's influence stretches far beyond the walls of his shop, as his builds are celebrated at shows, featured in magazines, and admired by collectors. His story is not just about cars, but about passion, creativity, and the pursuit of perfection in every detail. Well, Dave Kindig grew up in Salt Lake City, Utah, in circumstances that shaped both his outlook and his drive. He often describes his childhood as one of scarcity, referring to himself as a welfare kid. It was not an upbringing filled with luxury or opportunities. Yet from an early age, Dave found something that fueled his imagination. At first, it was insects that captured his attention. He would spend hours studying their shapes and drawing their intricate forms. This fascination with detail and design soon shifted to cars, where his imagination found an even larger canvas. Like many children, he played with Hot Wheels and Legos, building and rebuilding small models. Unlike most, he never lost interest. Cars became a lifelong passion, not simply a hobby. As he grew older, that passion remained steady. After serving time in the Army, Dave found work at High Performance Coatings in Salt Lake City. He stayed there for 8 years, developing skills and building connections, including a lasting friendship with Will Lockwood, who would later become one of his closest collaborators. Even as he worked full-time, Dave continued taking on small projects in his home garage, designing and building for friends and family. The dream of running his own custom shop was never far from his mind. But pursuing it required more than skill. It required a willingness to risk everything. By the time Dave was married to Charity and had 2 children, the decision weighed heavily on him. To turn his passion into a business, he would need to cash out his retirement savings and step away from the security of his job. For any young family, this kind of leap is daunting. Charity gave her blessing, telling him that after their second child, Drew, was born, it was time. 6 weeks later, Dave resigned and began building a future that at the time existed only in his imagination. In 1999, Kindig-It Design officially opened its doors. It did not begin in a large modern facility, but rather in a garage where Dave and Charity poured everything they had into building a brand. What started small quickly began to grow, as word of Dave's talent spread. His designs carried a signature style, one that balanced creativity with elegance. Each project was not just a car, but a statement. While Dave's name became the face of the company, the reality is that Kindig-It Design has always been a partnership. Charity was not only supportive, she was instrumental. Her own background was steeped in car culture. Her father was a hot rodder, and together they built a 1967 Chevelle Malibu when she was young. She worked her way up in the automotive world, starting as a parts runner and eventually becoming a warehouse manager. When she and Dave launched the business, she took on the responsibility of managing operations and finances. Over time, her role expanded until she became vice president and chief financial officer. Charity provided the structure and strategy that allowed the shop to succeed, while Dave focused on design and vision. Together, they built not just a company, but a legacy rooted in shared passion. For 14 years, Kindig-It Design built its reputation through skill, creativity, and consistency. Long before television cameras arrived, the shop was already respected in the car community for its craftsmanship and innovation. Success didn't come from overnight fame. It came from years of late nights, countless hours of dedication, and an uncompromising commitment to quality. By the time media attention arrived, the foundation was rock solid. When Velocity, later rebranded as MotorTrend, approached Dave about filming a reality show, he hesitated. Television often thrives on manufactured drama, something that could easily undermine the credibility he had worked so hard to build. Dave agreed to participate on one key condition: the show would not dictate the shop's projects. The team would continue building cars for real clients while the cameras captured their work. That approach defined Bitchin Rides. When the series premiered in 2014, audiences were drawn to the artistry, teamwork, and personalities behind the builds. By 2018, it had become the network's most popular series, airing in nearly 200 countries and turning Kindig-It Design into a household name. A major part of the show's appeal has always been the team dynamic. The shop feels less like a workplace and more like a family. At the center is Kevin "Kev Dog" Sheely, the loyal shop foreman and Dave's right-hand man since 2004. Will Lockwood, a colleague from the 1990s, brought engineering expertise that turned Dave's sketches into reality. Alongside them are specialists in upholstery, fabrication, and paintwork, each contributing the skills that make the builds possible. Their long tenure reflects a culture of respect, loyalty, and collaboration that defines Kindig-It Design. Not everyone stayed with Kindig-It Design as it grew. One of the most talked about departures was that of Bryce Green, the body shop manager who spent nearly 7 years with the team. Bryce was part of some of the shop's most memorable projects, including the Black Widow Nova and the 55 Chevy. In 2020, he stepped away to launch his own ventures Big Kid Blocks and Big Kid Custom Rides. His decision wasn't fueled by drama, but by a desire to spend more time with family and to pursue entrepreneurial dreams. While some fans speculated about tensions, Bryce's story reflects a broader reality. The exposure from Bitchin Rides gave talented team members a platform to carve out their own paths. In many ways, Bryce followed a route similar to Dave's, leaving stability behind to chase something bigger. As Kindig's reputation grew, so did curiosity about what it costs to own one of their creations. These aren't casual projects. A paint job alone can run around $24,000, while complete builds typically range from $360,000 to $480,000. The most exclusive builds often surpass the $500,000 mark. The CF1 Corvette series is a prime example, starting at over $550,000 with a years-long waiting list. At auctions, these cars routinely fetch staggering prices, with one CF1 selling for $770,000. To collectors, they are more than vehicles. They're rolling works of art and valuable investments. In 2024, Kindig-It reached a new high point with the 12-Air Corvette, a hand-formed aluminum masterpiece powered by a custom V12, producing roughly 800 horsepower. The car won the prestigious Riddler Award, cementing Dave and his team among the elite in custom car design. Then in 2025 came another surprise. Bitchin Rides would wrap up after its 11th season. No official reason was given, but the end of the show hasn't slowed Kindig-It Design. Long before TV, the shop was thriving, and it continues to create world-class, innovative builds today. Dave Kindig's rise, like many public figures, has sparked its share of rumors. One story claimed he had suffered a personal tragedy that changed his life forever. In reality, this was a mix-up with another man of the same name who passed away in 2022. While misinformation spread quickly, the truth is far more grounded. Dave and his wife, Charity, remain fully focused on their work and on giving back, with Charity especially involved in supporting mental health and suicide prevention causes. Some also wonder if Dave has faced lawsuits or legal battles, but despite claims on various sites, there has been no credible update to suggest that. Looking at the full arc of Dave Kindig's life, what stands out is not fame or fortune, but resilience. He grew up with little, discovered a passion that shaped his future, and risked everything to turn that passion into a career. He and Charity built a business together, not through shortcuts or luck, but through years of hard work, sleepless nights, and determination. The show amplified their story, but it did not create it. The essence of Kindig-It Design lies in authenticity. A designer with a vision, a partner who shared his commitment, and a team that brought it all to life. As the television era closes, the shop continues to build its legacy. For collectors, a Kindig car is the ultimate prize. For fans, the story is a reminder that true success comes not from appearances, but from persistence, risk, and belief in a dream. Dave Kindig's journey is proof that artistry and craftsmanship can change a life, and in the process, inspire millions.